Hello friends, students, let us start the second chapter of our history class 10th, that is the nationalist movement in Indochina. As we already see that how the feelings or the spirit of nationalism spread from France, and from France it goes to different parts of the Europe, and we see different types of nations were made in Europe. And when these European countries go to different part of the world, they take this spirit of nationalism with them, and we see the spirit of nationalism and nations in different part of the world, as like Britain came to India and it made India as a nation. Similarly, when French came, French established their colony in the Southeast Asia. They made a nation there. As you can see here, this is the Southeast Asian world. Here we will do about the country Vietnam, a country who got independence in the year 1945 from France, and this is how it became a Republic of Vietnam. So it got independence much before than India. As we can see here, the national Indochina developed here. In Indochina, three nations comes. These three nations are, the first one is the Laos, this is the Vietnam, and the Cambodia. But after getting independence, Vietnam faces a lot of problems till 1965 to 7, still 75. That's all what we discuss in this chapter. But let's start from the starting point, and our first topic is emerging from the shadow of China. As I said that Indochina comprises of the three nations, which are the Laos, Vietnam itself, and Cambodia. Here we see the shadow of China since last many years. Early history shows many different groups of people living in this area under the shadow of the powerful empire of China. Even when an independent country was established in what is now known as the northern and central Vietnam, this is the area from where we cut this northern, and this one is the southern Vietnam. Its rulers continue to maintain the Chinese system of government as well as the Chinese culture in their country. It was Vietnam which is just close to China. Chinese traders came here with their culture. Similarly, when Vietnamese traders goes to China for trade purpose, so this is how Vietnam or the Indochina was in a close contact with the China, and it was under the Chinese empire also. Later on, we see a colonial domination and its resistance. The imperial nation who ruled over the Southeast Asian countries, or we can say the Vietnam. The most visible form of French control was two types, as in India, the Britishers. Same here also. The one is the military, and the second one is economic domination. But the French also built a system that tried to reshape the culture of Vietnam. The same thing also we found here in India, and that was the through the missionaries who spread their culture of Christianity in Vietnam. Here also in Vietnam we found a diversity. The next feeling was nationalism in Vietnam emerged through the efforts of different sections of societies to fight against their imperial nation, that is France, and they all come together, and this is how we see the spirit of nationalism spread in Vietnam. If we go to the history, then it was in 1858, as you can see. The French troops landed in Vietnam, and it was during the Nguyen dynasty ruled over there, and by the mid 1880s they had established a firm grip over the northern region of Indochina. After the main turning point happened after the Franco-Sino War. The French assumed control over. After that, the French controlled over the Tonkin and the Annam, and in 1857, this is how the French Indochina was formed by France, as we can see here in this map, in which three nations comes: Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. One question which was emerged in France was that the colonies are necessary. The reason is as same as for the Britishers we done. Obviously, as I said, two reasons was main reasons are two reasons behind it, plus the third reason also. First of all is the supply of raw material. Colonies were considered essential to supply of the raw material, as we know that it was the period of renaissance, means industrialization was going on Europe, and one by one the new industries was establishing in Europe. Now the total land area of Europe is less, but they need a large amount of raw material to complete the demands of the industries for first. So therefore, first the first reason, that is for raw material, they start searching new areas and establishing their colonies. Obviously, after getting raw material from these colonies, these industries of Europe start making new products. For example, they are producing 1,000 products, but the total population of Europe is 100, means 900 extra products. Now what the problem they are facing is that demand is less and supply is more. So they start now they want new market area also. So for raw material and for market, these are the two main reasons that they start searching new areas and establish their colonies. And also third reason behind it is the to civilize the uncivilized people, according to Britishers, according to French, according to Europeans. But they thought that they are more civilized person of the world, and they came here in Africa, in Asia, and in the new world to civilize the local people. According to them, we are totally uncivilized, unadvanced, and they came here for our development, for our advancement, for the advancement of the Indochina or Vietnam. What are those steps to establish colony? The steps taken by the French to establish colonies. The main steps done by the French is that they made canals and draining lands in the Mekong Delta to increase the cultivation. Actually, there is a their self-interest behind it, because they want raw material, they want rice. So that is why they made or built a lot of canals and draining the land of the Mekong deltas. And the result was that by 1931, Vietnam had become the third largest exporter of rice in the world. Infrastructure projects were also taken by the French. Obviously, as I said, that they came here for raw material and for market. To get raw material, they have to establish roads and railways from different part of their colonies, and when they make final product, means their goods of industries, they have to sell in their colonies. So for that also they need a well transportation. so that they can distribute it to different part of the colony. So this is how they also give attention on building infrastructure projects like the transports, military garrisons, so that they can control, etc. So though they give attention for the development of Indochina, but actually there is a interest behind it. French interest is also behind it. as i as I'm saying that to ensure the higher level of profit for their business class, the French business interest persuaded the government in Vietnam to develop these all infrastructure, because this all helps actually the French colony. Here also, as I said that it was the Nguyen dynasty when France came. We also see the resistance. This picture shows it's the resistance. As you can see here, Gariner was part of the French team that exploited the Mekong River in 73. He was commissioned by the French to try and establish a French colony in the Tonkin. Later on it was captured by France, as we know, and Gariner carried out an attack of Hanoi, the capital of Tonkin, but was killed in the fight. Means we also see resistance. One more question comes in front of the French, is that should we develop colonies or not? Some French are saying that yes, we should develop colonies, but some are saying no, there is no need to develop the colonies. Those who are favoring that we should develop colonies, what they were saying is that colonies had to serve the interests of the mother countries. If the standard of living of the people improved in those countries, they would buy more goods. That means this is how the market would constantly expand, leading to the better profit for the French business. There were several barriers to economic growth in Vietnam. Those who are against of it, what they were saying that there were several barriers to economic growth in Vietnam. There is a very high population level, very low agriculture productivity in Vietnam, and extensive indebtedness amongst the peasant is found in Vietnam. As now they thought that it is the interest of their mother country, they start set up rail and port facilities to serve rice cultivations and rubber plantation. The French did little to industrialize the economy also in the rural areas, because all over what they thought is that it is the interest in France. This is how we complete the first part of the chapter of Indochina. Please send your comment.